Hello friends, this is Rajdeep. Welcome to Learning Insight for UGC NET JRF Paper 2 Social Work. डिस्कस करेंगे प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन पेपर 2 जून 2012 and will be solved with best explanation. So why we have started June 2012? Because before that there was no MCQ type questions in our NET JRF exam. So all questions were subjectives. That's why we have started from June 2012, because at that time the MCQ question started for UGC NET JRF. And this is our day 1. And if you have not seen my most important material for social work, then please go to my description. यहाँ पे आपका लिंक मिल जाएगा. ओके, सो चले फटाफट से शुरू करते हैं. यस, सो द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन that is the paper which is solved for June 2012 paper 2. Okay, so first question, which one of the following is not a part of social casework process? यहाँ से जो दिया गया 4 ऑप्शन, यहाँ से कौन सा इज नॉट ए पार्ट ऑफ सोशल केसवर्क प्रोसेस, कौन सा सोशल केसवर्क का प्रोसेस नहीं है. So we know that treatment is a part of social casework process, assessment is also a part of social casework process, study same, but content analysis is not a part of social casework process, because content analysis जो है वो एक रिसर्च क्वालिटेटिव रिसर्च मेथड है. एंड सोशल केसवर्क प्रोसेस आपका क्या क्या इंक्लूड करता है? ये इंक्लूड करता है दैट इनटेक, स्टडी, सोशल डायग्नोसिस, सोशल ट्रीटमेंट, termination and evaluation. So here treatment, study all are under social casework process, and assessment is also a social casework process, because evaluation, under evaluation, assessment is come under evaluation. Okay, so next question, in order to find the degree of relationship we have to use a statistical test called डिग्री ऑफ रिलेशनशिप को फाइंड आउट करने के लिए आप कौन सा स्टैटिस्टिकल टेस्ट यूज़ करते हैं? सो हम लोग डिग्री ऑफ स्टैटिस्टिकल टेस्ट रिलेशनशिप को समझने के लिए पियर्सन कोरिलेशन यूज़ करते हैं. ये एक स्टैटिस्टिकल टेस्ट है दैट मेजर स्टैटिस्टिकल रिलेशनशिप एसोसिएशन बिटवीन टू कंटिन्यूअस वेरिएबल. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, दैट इज पेपर्स ऑन सोशल वर्क एंड इंडियन पर्सपेक्टिव्स वाज रिटन बाय. ये जो बुक है पेपर्स ऑन सोशल वर्क एंड इंडियन पर्सपेक्टिव, हु वाज द ऑथर ऑफ दैट बुक? द ऑथर ऑफ द बुक इज G.R. Banerjee, and G.R. Banerjee has written the book in the year 1973. Remember, sometimes they ask in which year the book was written, so it was written in 1973. Now next question, World Summit on Social Development was held in the year. So most of time people go for 1994, but it is wrong, because the World Summit on Social Development was held in the year 1995 and in the month of March. The next question, the theory of demographic transition include. The theory of demographic transition include, it's include actually all of the above, that is high birth rate and high death rate, also rapidly falling death rate and high birth rate, low birth rate and low death rate. So it's actually theory of demographic transition, it includes all of the above. Now what is pilot study? Pilot study, first option दिया गया, preliminary testing of tools used for research. No. Follow up study done within a year after the original study. Never. Preliminary study conducted on a limited scale before the original study. Yes, it is conducted. It is a sample study, you can say, or you can testing whether you are going for a big study. Before that you have to just understand whether this area is fit or their feasibility is there. So it is just before it's a preliminary study before going to a broad study. So we'll go for option C. Yes. Then what rights are human rights? Okay, that we all know that right provided to all human beings by nature. Okay, these are the human rights. Human rights are right inherited, and it's also inherited right means by birthright to all human beings regardless of age, sex, nationality, ethnicity, language, religion, and any other status. So it's a inherited right. Now, diagnostic school of social casework was developed. Who has developed the diagnostic school of social casework? So it was developed by Mead. Now, next question: public interest litigation refers to. So public interest PIL refers to, actually it, what does it refer? Is a mechanism to provide justice out of the court? No. It provides speedy justice? Maybe, but it's not true actually. To provide justice to poor, needy, and weaker section of the society with the help of the NGO and media. Yes, it's definitely true, because PIL is something that help advance the causes of minority or disadvantaged group of individual. Means ये help करता है जो माइनॉरिटी और डिसएडवांटेज ग्रुप है सोसाइटी में, उनको लीगल जस्टिस मिलने के लिए ये हेल्प करता है. एंड इट इज़ द पब्लिक इंटरेस्ट कैन बी फाइल्ड फ्रॉम बोथ द public and private law related matters. Okay, now Paulo Friere's approach could be briefly stated. तो Friere's approach को briefly क्या बोला जाता है? It's a action reaction process with people, and he was a Friere was a Brazilian educationalist, and his pedagogy of the oppressed is currently one of the most quoted educational texts. Okay, his pedagogy of oppressed is most popular among the educationalists, and it is especially in the Latin Africa, America, and Asia. Now next question: which of the following is not a social process? यहाँ पे कौन सा social process नहीं है? So inhalation actually is not a social process, because social process include cooperation, accommodation, assimilation, and acculturation. So accommodation is a social process, acculturation is a social process, assimilation is also a social process, but inhalation is not a social process. Now next question: which is the correct matching? Okay, so Factories Act 1948 is a correct matching, because it was this act was enacted in the year 1948 in the 23rd September, and the act is amend the law regulating labor in factories. So it's the law regulating labor in working factories. Now Panchayati Raj institution in India have brought about one of the following. पंचायती राज PRI ने इन इंडिया में क्या लाया है? सो इराडिकेशन ऑफ अनटचेबिलिटी? नो. लैंड्स ओनरशिप टू डिप्रेस्ड क्लासेस? नो. ए फॉर्मल रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ वीकर सेक्शन इन द विलेज गवर्नमेंट्स? yes, it's a very true. And spread of education? No, it's not a primarily responsible for spread of education, but it is the primary responsibility of PRI is a formal representation of weaker section in village government. Weaker section means SC, ST, OBCs, and women also. And remember, the women got 33.33%, means 33% reservation in PRI, Panchayati Raj institution in India. Now next question: the author of book The Social Group Work, a Helping Process. And remember, I have already made one video on the different important book of social work and their author. So if you have not seen the books and author, important books and author for UGC NET JRF, you please go to my description, you will get the link. So here they ask the social group work, a helping process. The author, who is the author of the book? So the author of the book is Kanapka ji, and Kanapka ji written the book in the year 1963. The next question: the objective of social legislation. So social legislation का objective क्या होता है? Normally to bridge the gap between current needs and existing law. These are the most important objectives of any legislation, because to bridge the gap means जो gap है between high and low, इसको minimize करना ही, and provide current needs and with existing laws. So bridge the gap between the two. These are the most important legislation try to brings this. Now this manifestations of repressed ideas in a form of finer things is, so manifestation of repressed ideas of the finer things, ये है आपका sublimation, because sublimation works by channelizing negative and unacceptable impulses into behavior that is positive and socially acceptable. So it's a very good actually defense mechanism, sublimation, because it's channelize your negative thought or negative behavior into a positive and socially acceptable behavior. So it's in a good way of defense mechanism, you can say. Who gave the concept of looking glass self? So we all know that this concept was given by C.H. Coley, and the term looking glass self was created by American sociologist, and his full name is Charles Horton Coley, and the term looking glass self is given in the year 1902. Now operationalization of variable in social work research means making the operationalizations of variables, so it means making the variable measurable. Means to operationalize a variable or concept means to define it so that it can be measured or expressed quantitatively or qualitatively. Means you have to define the variables why you are going to operation with that word, or why you are going to depth for your research work. What are the importance of this term or variables? That means question. Now next question, that is which one of the following is not matching. Okay, so I have already made one video on important founder and the society and the organizations. So you will get in this video, you can see from my description box. There is Parthana Samaj, that is Ramabai Ranade, and it is not matching because Parthana Samaj was founded by Atmaram Pandurang in 1867. The book Social Diagnosis was written by, who has written? Actually this book is written by Mary Richmond, we all know that, in the year 1917. Now assertion, yes, for assertion I will make one video for giving you tips how we can solve the assertion, and this is very important because in your exam, NET JRF exam, you will get almost 20 to 24 marks on assertion only. So and it's very easy to correct also, if you know the little bit tricks, and if you have little bit knowledge about the social realities and social issues. So I will make one video on the how to solve assertions with the tips. So next I will upload and I will get link. Please for that you have to subscribe and press the icon bell. Okay, so read the assertion. Okay, in assertion they have given the Panchayati Rai Institutions have provided women's representation in local self-government institution in rural India. Yes, it's correct, but Panchayati Raj institution facilitates capacity building and empowerment of women. Yes, both are correct actually. So A is correct and R is the correct explanation of A, because Panchayati Raj institution have provided women's representation, because it's provide weaker section representation and it's facilitate for capacity building and empowerment of women. Now next assertion is the Protection of Women by Domestic Violence Act 2006 has increased the responsibility of the family. Yes, it's correct. The Protection of Women by Domestic Violence Act will further weaken the already weak institution of family. No, it's never be correct, because what we can say that protection of women by domestic violence, any legislation protect for the protection only. It will not for weaken the any section of society. So option A is correct, assertion is correct, but reason is wrong. Now professional prejudice is thwarting the growth of medical social work in India, and the lack of convention of the part of the medical social work is the reason. So in that case, professional prejudice is thwarting the growth of medical social work. Yes, it's correct, but the convention on the part of medical social work is the reason. No, it's not only can be the reason. Prejudice is not responsible for the medical social work only. Now the most of the development program have failed in benefiting the target group. Yes, we can say developmental administrator lack the right approach and commitment. Yes, it's definitely is correct, because of the lack of commitment and right approach, most of our program failed. So yes, both are correct, and R is the correct explanation of A. Now the next question, all human rights for all. Yes, it's very correct. Cannot be realized without right to development. Yes, all right cannot be realized without human development. Right to development ensure the realization of human rights. Yes, both are correct, and R is the correct explanation of A. Now, reformation of crime convicts is possible with the appointment of professional social work in prison. Yes, is very correct, because we work for the behavioral change, and so professional social work are equipped with knowledge and skills to deal with such issues. Yes, we are trained both in theories and practice also, so that we can deal with the issues. Yes, these both are correct, and yes, definitely R is the correct explanation of A. Now, working with minorities requires that social worker has an in-depth understanding of the effects of oppress on the minority groups. Yes, if you work with the minorities, then we have an understanding of operations of that group. The operations of minority, yes, operation means dabake rakhna, the minority, is change the mindset of oppress, which require the attention of social worker. Yes, definitely it's correct. It's a demand for the attention of social workers. So both are correct, and R is the correct explanation of A. Now the person, next assertion, that person with low self-esteem tend to find fault with others. Yes, the person is a general truth, because when we find our fault, then we'll try to push our fault into other persons. So improper socialization is not root cause of low self-esteem. No, it's not correct, because improper socialization is the main primary responsibility for the any good and bad behavior. So improper socialization will definitely impact on the low self-esteem. So A is correct, but R is not correct. Yes. Now, who pointed out the development implies quality change? So यहाँ पे 4 ऑप्शन है, आपको निकालना है कौन सा ऑप्शन वाले यहाँ पे बोले थे कि डेवलपमेंट इम्प्लाइज क्वालिटेटिव चेंज. डेवलपमेंट मीन्स क्वालिटेटिव चेंज, मीन्स दिस इज क्वालिटेटिव इम्प्रूवमेंट नॉट क्वांटिटी. तो ये बोला आपका वाउदेन डायलियन है. This means that development is not just adding inches or one height or refining one's ability, but it's a complex process which involves integration of many structures and functions. Yes, develop quality change, we mean the quality, that is combination of many more functions. It is not quantified, it cannot be measured too easily, like weight and height, all these things. Now the correlation or coefficient tends to lies between +1 to -1. Here +1 indicate the perfect positive linear relationship, and -1 negative indicates the perfect negative linear relationships. Now human development report is published by whom? You all know that it is published by UNDP, that is United Nations Development Program, and this report is published annually, and that report is published by HDR, means Human Development Report Office. They publish the report. Now there is a matching. I have already matched the things, because you have to remember the act and years. Yes, I will make one video on the important legislation and the year of enactment, so you will get the link of the video also. I will discuss from 1860s to 2000 up to 2019, what are the important act and legislation passed, and important for social work knowledge, and important for social work students and NET exam also. So Mental Health Act was enacted in the year 1987. Environment Protection Act, it was it was founded it was enacted in the 1986. Then Development Disability Act, it was founded in 1984, and the Job Training and Partnership Act was founded in the year 1983. So step of community organization, yes, it's very important, because sometimes they puzzles the steps, and you have to do sequencing with the steps. So first you have, for in community organization, you have to first identify the needs, then you have to prioritizing the needs. Prioritizing means which needs is most important and which is less important. So as per the most important, you have to give preference first one, then second one, then third one, is like that. So identifying needs, then prioritizing the needs, and then exploring the resources. Then what is the resources will be fit for which needs, and then developing program. So these are the steps of community organization. Now what is the research process sequencing? Okay, studying existing literature in the field. Yes, first before going to research, you have to do literature review, that is review of related literature. Then generating, then you have to synthesizing the idea. Yes, you have to while you do reviewing and all, you have to the this will be haphazard position, your ideas will be, but you have to come up with a synthesizing the ideas, systematically designing ideas, and then you have to come to analyze the finding, what you will get uh, from these ideas, and then finally you are generating new theories. So once you analyze your findings, then you will be capable to generate new theories. Now these are the important events and the calendar. Again, I will make one video on important days and this date. Okay, so World Food Day. In your exam you will not get like this, you will get just only the event and date. You have to learn actually, so that you can easily sequence the things. So World Food Day, it was celebrated in 16 October. World AIDS Day, 1st December celebrate. And then International Day for Elderly, it is celebrated in every year in 1st October. And then World Disability Day, it is celebrated in 3rd December. So accordingly you have to sequencing the things. So first is 3, that is 1st October, then 16 October, then 1st December, then 4th December, 3rd December. Accordingly you have to sequence the things, but you have to know the date, the most important thing. Now PRA, participatory rural appraisal process. You have to, what is the sequence of PRA process? So first you sensitizing the team. Yes, you have to sensitize means making aware of the team, with whom you will work. Then rapport building with the target group. Rapport building means relationship building with your target group, and then sharing the observation with your target group. Once you rapport build with the relationship building with your target group, then you can share the observation with the target group, and after that conducting the PRA. Then only you can conduct the PRA, means participatory rural appraisal, once you share the observations with your target group. So accordingly the process, first is 1, then 2, then 4, then 3. So this will be the sequence. Now the person with their area of associations means which person has developed which things. So Balwant Rai Mehta, he has developed 3-tier Panchayati Rai system. Then Spencer Hatch, he has developed Marthandam Project he has developed. Then SK, he has developed power to people, and he is associated with actually power to people, and Rabindranath Tagore is associated with Shanti Niketan. So this will be your correct arrangement. Don't forget about correct arrangement. If you learn the things, then in your exam you automatically you can match it. You have to develop the understanding as well as some memory power also you require to remember the thing. Now match the item. Mood is mean, mood and median is all three are related to central tendency. Mean deviation is dispersion, and chi-square is association of attributes, and Karl-Pearson method is related to correlations. So this will be your sequence. Now name the activist and with the name of movements. So the activist and their movement, who participated in which movement. Now Mahatma Gandhi participated in constructive program, yes. Vinoba Bhave participated in Budhan movement, and the Arundhati Roy participated in was activist in Narmada Bachao Andolan, and the Sundarlal Bahuguna, he was the activist of Chipko movement. Now these are the important activists and their movement. Now there is a journal and the and their publishers. You can say the university who will publish. Now Indian Journal of Social Work, I already told you that in my one video, that is importance material of social work study. That is this Indian Journal of Social Work is published by the Tata Institute of Social Science Mumbai, TS Mumbai. Then Social Work Perspectives is published by published by Nirmala Niketan Mumbai. They publish the social work perspectives. Then Contemporary Social Work, I told that Department of Social Work Lucknow, and the Journal of Rural Development published by N.I.R.D Hyderabad. So this will be your sequence. Now match the things. Okay, there is some ideas and this some items that are given. You have to match that. Creative thinking is related to novel thinking. Yes, it's a novel thinking. Convergent thinking is response based on reason. Yes, it's very logical thinking. Okay, convergent thinking. The synergy is related to team spirit. Okay, sorry, spirit, team spirit. Yes, and kinect. Kinesics is related to body language. Kinesics is related to your body language. So this will be your sequence. And then yes, there's some national institutions and their place of functioning. Again, I will make one video on this also, because there are many important organizations and their functioning agency. Every time they ask in your exams. So National Institute of Orthopedically Handicapped, it was in Kolkata. The National Institute of Visually Handicapped, BH is in Dehradun. Then National Institute of Nutrition, nutrition is related to Hyderabad. And then National Institute of Hearing Handicapped, it is related to Mumbai. Hearing handicapped, HH is Mumbai, N is Hyderabad, BH is Dehradun, and OH is Kolkata. So this will be your sequence. Now there are some books and the name of the authors. Again, I will make one video. I already made one video. You can see that you will get every books and author's name. An introduction to social work. Sigmund and Takre. Okay, Sigmund and Takre, they have written the book An Introduction to Social Work. Now, Community Organization Theory and Practice, the book is written by very famous book M.G. Ross. And the Social Casework, Problem Solving Process, this book is also famous, written by H.H. Parliament, Problem Solving Process. And then Introduction to Social Welfare, this book was written by W.A. Friedlander. They have written the book. So this will be your sequence. Now yes, important legislation and the year of enactment. Now Industrial Disputes Act is enacted, year of enactment in 1947. Now Provident Fund Act, it was enacted in the year 1952, and Employees State Insurance Act was enacted in the year 1948. Now Maternity Benefit Act is enacted in the year 1961. So these you have to remember. Now these are the some most important initiatives and programs and the year of inception. Inception means their birth or their launch, or in the year they launch. So important programs are Swamjayanti Gram Swarogar Yojna is launched in the year 1992. National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, it was launched in the year 2005. World Trade Organization was year of inception is 1995, and the Millennium Development Goal is in the year of 2000. That was inceptions. So this is your all about, because the passage question from 46 to 50, for passage I will not solve because it will not repeat, but previous year question mostly repeat, many times they repeat, either in the form of same question or they make some changes in the questions. For what we'll do for the passage, we will make one video to how to solve the passage with the tips. So I hope you like the video. If you like, then please do share, like, comments and subscribe, and साथ में प्लीज़ बेल आइकन को भी प्रेस करें, so that you will get my next video immediately after uploading. And you can join my this is our Telegram channel for all videos, test paper, tips and suggestion for social work NET JRF. And you can also join Google Classroom for complete study materials, and you can like my Facebook page, that is Learning Inside. And this is all about. And thank you. मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वीडियो में. We'll discuss here the June 2012 paper 3 social